Both characters are flawed in a way that makes them relatable and, at times, absurd.
Just what you've been waiting for. Movies, TV, music, and more. Follow, subscribe, stay up to date. Episodes drop every other Monday. It's the man, watch that. It's the man, watch that. It's the man, watch that podcast.
Welcome to the Matt Watch That podcast, the place for reviews, rants, and randomness. I'm your host, Matt Seroski, filmmaker, film fan. Each episode, I'm going to watch a movie or TV pilot that I probably should have seen, but never got around to. It could be a recent favorite, critic's choice, or cult classic. To join in on the conversation, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've discussed, or suggestions as to what I should see next, use the hashtag MattWatchThat on social. Before we start, Zaslav has done it again. For those who don't know who I'm talking about, it's David Zaslav, CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. From the very beginning of his tenure, he's been making bonehead moves, canceling projects, writing off others. He has some of the most iconic IP in entertainment history, and he doesn't know how to make a buck. So his latest move was to take off all of the classic Looney Tunes from Max. This could be the final straw for me. My sense of humor would not be what it is if it weren't for Looney Tunes. But my biggest worry is, what is he going to do with them? Is he going to write them off? Is he going to sell them? Or is he just going to let them collect dust in an archive? Not only that, he plans to tear down the historic animation building at Warner Brothers. Hundreds of theatrically animated shorts under the Looney Tunes banner has been produced there. Now look, I don't have anything personally against David Zaslav. He could be the nicest guy in the world. But as a CEO, he's a stinker. On to the main attraction. Each review will end with a ranking out of 5 stars. 1 star is skip it, 2 stars watch at your own risk, 3 stars standard fare, 4 stars worth checking out, and 5 stars must see. Now, if I give a title 5 stars, it doesn't mean I'm comparing it to Casablanca, Jaws, or Seinfeld. I rank titles based on other movies or TV series in that genre and at that time period. On this episode of the podcast, I'll be reviewing Role Models from 2008. It was directed by David Wayne, who helmed comedies Wet Hot American Summer, Wanderlust, They Came Together, and episodes of sitcoms Rainy Days, Medical Police, and Mr. Throwback. He's won 3 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Short-Form Comedy or Drama Series for Children's Hospital. The screenplay was co-written by the director and its star Paul Rudd, along with Ken Marino, who scribed episodes of sitcoms The State, Rainy Days, and Children's Hospital, and Timothy Dowling, who penned rom-com Just Go With It, sci-fi family flick Pixels, and holiday comedy Office Christmas Party. It stars Paul Rudd as Danny. He rose to fame with his role in the hit teen comedy Clueless, where he portrayed the lovable Josh. His career skyrocketed in the 2000s, with a series of comedy films such as Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and I Love You, Man. He entered the superhero genre, playing Scott Lang in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, beginning with Ant-Man. The role showcased his ability to blend humor and action, and helped solidify his place as one of Hollywood's most reliable leading men. He moved to another film franchise as Gary Gruberson in Ghostbusters Afterlife and its sequel, Frozen Kingdom. Throughout his career, Rudd has showcased a remarkable range, earning critical acclaim for his performances in both mainstream and independent films. Sean William Scott is best known for his breakout role as the mischievous and lovable Steve Stifler in the American Pie series. His portrayal of the boisterous, yet endearing character made him a household name and solidified his place in comedy films. Scott continued to find success in comedy, starring in hits like Dude, Where's My Car?, The Rundown, and Cop Out, where his signature style of humor and physicality captivated audiences. He transitioned to television in Season 3 of Lethal Weapon, and is currently on the Tim Allen Kat Dennings vehicle, Shifting Gears. Role Models also features Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Bobby J. Thompson, Elizabeth Banks, Jane Lynch, and Ken Jeong. This is something to look out for. The band logo for Sturdy Wings is virtually identical to the cover of the album Wingspan, Hits and History by Paul McCartney and Wings. So let's jump into it. Role Models is about two irreverent, down-on-their-luck energy drink salesmen who are forced to mentor troubled kids at Sturdy Wings as part of a court-mandated community service program, after a failed attempt at taking back their truck from being towed from a no-parking zone. Wheeler, a carefree womanizer, and Danny, a cynical, recently heartbroken man, find themselves paired with the socially awkward and rebellious boy Ronnie and the overly serious, awkward teen Augie. As they navigate their mismatched relationships with the kids, the men are forced to confront their own flaws, exploring the unlikely bond that forms between the characters as they discover the importance of responsibility, friendship, and being a positive influence on others. Here's a quote without context. "No one loves Kiss. Paul Stanley is sick of Kiss." Role Models blends heart, humor, and offbeat characters in a way that feels refreshingly genuine. The comedy is largely driven by the central duo. Both characters are flawed in a way that makes them relatable and, at times, absurd. Danny's sarcastic, cynical persona contrasts sharply with Wheeler's more over-the-top juvenile behavior. Their dynamic creates much of the film's humor. Danny's deadpan, often self-deprecating delivery plays off Wheeler's loud, physical comedy. A recurring comedy trope in the film is the fish-out-of-water scenario. Both Wheeler and Danny are put in situations where they have to adapt and try to make the best of their forced responsibilities. Wheeler's slow realization that he has something to offer the troubled kid he's paired with is genuinely touching, as is Danny's attempt to teach his kid how to embrace his weirdness rather than hide it. These storylines weave in a poignant message about responsibility, growth, and the power of connection. The script pokes fun at the idea of adults trying to mentor children while being, in many ways, just as lost and confused as the kids they're supposed to guide. True to the era of mid-2000s comedies, Role Models embraces raunchy, crude humor. The characters' conversations are peppered with swear words, off-colored jokes, and sexual innuendo. The jokes don't always land, with many punchlines used for shock value, but it is a comedy and that was the time. Its self-aware humor about masculinity, adulthood, and mentorship allows the film to walk the fine line between raunchy and heartfelt, creating a comedy that is both funny and surprisingly meaningful. The characters may not be perfect role models, but their journey towards becoming better versions of themselves is genuinely entertaining. Now for a little trivial trivia. In a moment of kismet, Paul Rudd quotes a line from Ghostbusters, which is a film franchise he will be cast in 13 years later. Role Models was produced by Relativity Media and Stuber Parent Productions, and distributed by Universal Pictures. It was filmed on location in parts of Los Angeles, Oak Park, South Pasadena, and San Diego, all in California. The cinematography was captured by Russ T. Alsobrook, whose filmography includes comedies Superbad, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Paul Blart Mall Cop, and episodes of sitcoms Freaks and Geeks, Undeclared, and New Girl. It was edited by Eric Kissack, who worked on mockumentary Bruno, comedy Cedar Rapids, political satire The Dictator, and crime comedy Horrible Bosses 2. He was nominated for 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for single-camera picture editing for a comedy series for Veep, and short-form comedy or drama series of The Good Place. The score was composed by Craig Wedren, who wrote the music for comedies School of Rock, Search Party, and How to Be a Latin Lover, and episodes of United States of Tara, Fresh Off the Boat, and Glow. The soundtrack featured songs by Jeff Lynne, The Cool Kids, Leonard Skinnard, and of course, Kiss. The runtime is 1 hour 39 minutes. It had a budget of $28 million and grossed $92 million at the box office. It was nominated for a Critics' Choice Movie Award for Best Comedy. On the Ski Index, I give it 3 out of 5 stars. Decent comedy, but nothing new here. If you've seen Role Models and have opinions on the movie, let me know what you think using the hashtag MattWatchThat. Moving right along, each episode, I'm going to post clips that I think people should watch. It could be movie trailers, music videos, interviews, or something completely random. Search for my YouTube page and there'll be a playlist called Matt Watch That Playback. Hell of a Summer is a horror comedy co-directed and co-written by Finn Wolfhard and Billy Burke, whom he worked with on Ghostbusters Afterlife and When You Finish Saving the World. The film centers around a group of counselors at the remote Camp Pineway, where they quickly realize things are far from what they seem. The usual fun and games of a summer camp experience take a dark turn when the camp is targeted by a mysterious killer. It was released on April 4th. It's a modern throwback to the slashers of the 1980s, combining campiness and nostalgia, along with plenty of punchlines. I'm looking forward to seeing Finn Wolfhard's development as an actor, writer, and director. His career seems poised for even greater heights. Finn's breakout role came in 2016, when he was cast in Netflix mega hit Stranger Things,
Inevitable Stranger Things reference,
as Mike Wheeler, a kind-hearted and loyal friend. The show's success turned him into a household name, and he quickly became one of the most recognizable young stars in Hollywood. In 2017, Wolfhard took on the role of Richie Tozier, a witty and sarcastic member of the Losers Club, in It and its sequel, the film adaptation of Stephen King's iconic horror novel. He appeared in another adaptation, this time of Donna Tartt's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, The Goldfinch, playing the younger version of Boris. He starred in the highly anticipated sequel, Ghostbusters Afterlife, portraying Trevor, who discovers the Ghostbusters Cadillac, Ecto-1, and the family's connection to the original ghost hunting team. He reprised the role in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Both were commercial hits, and showcased Finn's continued ability to handle both comedy and adventure. In addition to acting, Wolfhard made his debut as a director with the short film Night Shifts, about high school friends who reconnect during a convenience store robbery. It demonstrated his creativity between a witty screenplay and vision behind the camera. He was the founding member of Calpurnia, a Vancouver-based indie rock band. They released an EP before he and the drummer, Malcolm Craig, formed the Aubreys. From his early days as Mike Wheeler, to his impressive range of roles in film, music, and behind the scenes, Finn Wolfhard has made a significant impact on both the entertainment industry and pop culture. His career continues to evolve, and it's exciting to see where the next chapter will take him. So I've selected a couple of clips on the career of Finn Wolfhard. They're all available in the Matt Watch That Playback playlist on YouTube. Check it out. Now it's time for the recommendation. Yes, that's the word recommendation with Matt in the middle. I'm going to end each podcast with my own recommendation of a movie or TV series. Today I'm talking about Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. It's a gripping and poignant documentary that delves into the life of actor Christopher Reeve, known for his iconic portrayal of Superman in the 1978 film and its sequels. The doc explores the intersection of his career and personal life, revealing the man behind the cape, his rise to fame, the challenges he faced both on and off screen, and the resilience he showed after a tragic accident left him paralyzed in 1995. Set against the backdrop of 1970s and 80s Hollywood, the doc paints a vivid picture of Reeve's breakthrough role in Superman, his struggles with typecasting, and his deep desire to redefine his career. As he navigates the pressures of fame, Reeves also seeks purpose in his personal life, confronting the difficulties of balancing his professional aspirations with family and relationships. The second half of the film is marked by a dramatic shift, following his spinal cord injury from a horseback riding accident. Instead of succumbing to despair, Reeve becomes an advocate for spinal cord injury research, defying the odds and showing an unwavering determination to live a full life. His journey of courage and perseverance, along with his advocacy for greater scientific progress, provides a deeply human and inspiring narrative. It features interviews with his children, Will and Alexandra, politician John Kerry, and actors Whoopi Goldberg, Susan Sarandon, Glenn Close, and Jeff Daniels, and archive footage of Christopher Reeve, his wife Dana, parents F.D. Reeve and Barbara Johnson, and friends Richard Donner, Robin Williams, and William Hurt. Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, is more than just a doc of a beloved actor. It's a reminder that real heroism doesn't always wear a cape. It's about facing adversity with grace, determination, and a willingness to change the world around you. The film is a tribute to the man who transcended the role of a superhero to become a real-life hero for millions around the world. That's all for this edition of Matt Watch That. Thanks for listening to me babble. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've discussed, or suggestions as to what movie or TV pilot I should see, use the hashtag MattWatchThat on social. Head over to mattseroski.com for all the latest news and updates, and come back next time for the reviews, rants, and randomness. True to the era of mid-20,000... Hell of a Summer is a co-harder. He rose to fame with his role in the hit teen sitcom. He rose to fame with his role in the hit teen kick. I can't get this out for some reason.